with some ice ASMR.
Oh, dude, ice ASMR is good. I love coffee drinks that make good sounds.
I'm drinking my espresso. Right?
Your espresso?
Ooh. Espresso. Did you say espresso?
Yeah.
Did you think it was espresso?
Yeah, I've always ever said like escape espresso.
It's okay. A lot of
I
people
said that until I worked at Bath & Body Works, and then this lady corrected
Josh
me.
still says espresso.
I know.
Sure. Like,
I
dude,
think
you
it's
own
a
a nice
Colorado
machine.
thing. I think it's a Colorado thing, though, to be honest.
Espresso?
Yeah, because Adam calls me out on it. He calls me out on it every time.
Is it mountains or mountains? Mountains. There's no T.
Yeah,
mountains.
that's not mountains.
I'm going to the mountains. Mountains. I'm going to the mountains.
We just found out today that bergamot is bergamot.
Yeah, that's fucked. And
that is.
I'm like going to call the police.
I can't believe that. That's like a real Mandela effect to me. Or that's just my dyslexia. But
no, I swear to God. Well, I was sitting in your kitchen and then I read the can. It was lemon bergamot, M-O-T. And I was like, I looked at Josh. I was like, has bergamot always been bergamot? Or is there an N in there? There's no fucking N.
No.
Are you kidding me?
It's bergamot.
Mott.
Like Mott's applesauce.
No, it's not. It's bergamot.
I don't like that at all.
Lemon and bergamot.
That's really funny you say that because the other day I literally got a native grapefruit and bergamot.
Bergamot. Thank you.
Deodorant.
Yeah.
And so like I've liked bergamot forever, but like I didn't really know that I liked it under my armpits.
Oh hell yeah.
You know,
so
you need
good.
like a
And
certain thing under your armpits,
right?
You know.
and so like I was telling Adam about it. I was like, look at this new bergamot deodorant. And so yeah, like when he said bergamot, I was like, what? Wow.
I thought they misprinted. I thought TJ Maxx fucked
How
up.
do our eyes just trick us for things like that?
Like all the time.
Unless it's really a Mandela effect. Let us know, guys.
Yeah, is it? We should like put a poll on Twitter and be like, is it bergamot or bergamot?
We should do it.
I'm going to do it right now, and then I'm going to tell you guys what it is at the end of this episode. People are just going to Google it
and like find out and then answer.
No, the real homies will just answer and then be like, oh shit. Okay.
Oh, what was the other one we were talking about? Me and Sydney thought it was wheelbarrow. Apparently it's wheelbarrow.
Yeah, I definitely thought.
Fuck? I've never known that.
Wheelbarrow.
No, wheelbarrow. A barrel. Like a barrel.
That's with wheels?
I thought, yeah, that's what I thought it was. Right?
Yeah, I had no idea. I thought Jared was like messing with me. Barrow?
Makes no sense. That fucks me up.
That fucks me up.
That really does.
No, I agree.
My whole life is a lie.
What else we were talking about? Oh, play it by ear?
Oh, yeah.
Or play it by year?
Play it by ear. I definitely said ear for the longest time.
Same here.
Which honestly, I feel like it could be either kind of. Like both make sense a little bit.
Play it by ear. Well, how does year make sense though? When you really think about it, like I've tried to think of that too.
You're right.
It doesn't really make any sense.
If it was like play it by the second.
Yeah. Yeah. Play it by minute.
Play it by minute.
That should be a phrase.
Play it by minute.
Play it by minute. I like that.
That's a good shit. All right.
That's a good shit. Hi friends and welcome back to the Sesh. I am Kendall.
And I'm Janelle.
Yes, and we are cousins, and this is the Sesh Podcast.
Oh, wow. If you haven't heard of us before, yes, welcome back. This is a great show full of, honestly, a lot of different shit. I was going to say, what are we doing?
It's like,
we do everything that you can think of, honestly.
It's a variety.
It's a
real
variety
mixed bag. It's
show.
Like trail mix.
It is a
You never know what
mix.
you're going to pull up for that day.
True. And sometimes it's a real good one when you pull out an M&M. You're like,
that's
hell
the winner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we really don't have any M&Ms today.
No,
unfortunately.
This might not be an M&M, but who knows?
Yeah,
Maybe
this is
some
more
people.
of like a raisin episode.
Whoa, no.
Yeah, I'm not really into raisins. You like raisins?
I hate raisins.
I love
raisins. I feel
raisins.
like this isn't a raisin episode. Come on.
Okay, I didn't mean it's a raisin episode, but like we have some raisins in our life right now is
That's
what I'm
true.
saying. Like there's raisins in our batter.
That's so true. Honestly, yeah, raisins ruin a lot of things. Like raisins in foods get the fuck out of here.
They do.
There's a lot in our lives.
Yeah. We've had kind of just like a crazy week. You know, it's Mercury retrograde. I feel like the energy's kind of whack right now.
Yeah.
A bunch of people have been telling me that. Even Sydney, you said that like this week has just kind of been meh. Like just feeling a little off.
I just don't want to do anything really.
Yeah. I felt like major lack of motivation this week for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And like just down. And I definitely have some personal reasons for that. And I'll get into some of that today and kind of talk through it, have a little bit of a therapy sesh.
Yes.
It's good to kind of
we need a little
get it out.
Sesh.
But yeah, it's been a hard week. And Janelle and I have a pretty intense weekend coming up. We have our big family reunion, which our family hasn't all been together in at least 10 years, if not longer, maybe 11.
Like for this amount of time.
Yeah.
Like besides like a dinner. But yeah.
Yeah, but our entire family
Yeah,
in
I
one
think
place.
it's been
since 2011. So
Yeah.
it's been 10 years.
It's been 10 years. Wow.
So it's kind of, we're all going to stay in one house for 2 nights.
Yeah.
That's going to be kind of wild. I'm so excited for it
me
though,
too.
because it's going to feel like when we were kids and we'd like all stay together at someone's house.
Like I really want that feeling, because especially putting together this big like family movie and stuff, we've been going through so much footage, and just seeing us all play as cousins as kids, it was like such a magical time. I could feel what it was like to be a kid, and it's like something that you lose obviously as you grow older. So I'm excited for that, but also it's intense because we're talking about our grandparents
that part is going to be really definitely it's gonna be difficult, and we're celebrating the life of both our grandparents in one weekend, so that's just a lot of emotions, but I think it's kind of beautiful because they were so connected for so long, and I think it's fitting to kind of celebrate them as one. And their slideshow is really, it's not even a slideshow, it's like a damn movie. That thing has like 90% video in it.
Yeah, it does.
But
are you guys staying in is it like a house that your family owns, or whose is it?
God, I wish. Actually,
that'd be cool.
It's in Boulder. So, and our grandparents lived there. Like that's how I remember them, as living in their house in Boulder. They had a beautiful home in Boulder, but I wish we could like rent that house again. That would have been like
Someone
a
lives
dream.
there.
But no, we're just renting like a house big enough to fit all of us. But it's in Boulder, which is still
Airbnb or
special.
whatever.
So
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be wild all staying under the same roof. Josh and I are hoping we get a queen bed to share at least. But we might end up in twin beds. Who knows?
yeah,
I don't
really
know what
either.
the sleeping... Are they assigning us beds?
I haven't asked. No one said anything. So I'm assuming...
Is it going to... I don't like when everyone just shows up at a rental and it's like, pick your
Chaos.
bed. That's like... It reminds me of like Big Brother when they get to the house
My
and they
guess
have to
is
get their
because
bed.
we're not getting there first. I'm sure like my dad will be like, all right, folks, around this nice area for you.
Yeah.
This is where you and Josh can be. This is where you and John can be.
Yeah, I feel like your dad will scope it out and
He'll scope
figure
it
out where
he's not
everyone
gonna,
needs to be.
He's not gonna screw any
Because we're going to show up a little bit after.
Just a little
Because
bit,
John's
yeah.
working during the day. So
Exactly.
yeah, the family will get there and like get it all set up before we get there, hopefully. But yeah, it's going to be really wild. I'm excited for it.
Me too.
All
really
be under
excited.
one roof. Family vacay.
roof. And now we're all older and we can all like there's no like it for a while it was like the age at first we were all kids obviously, and then some of us like you were in a totally different phase of your life than our youngest cousin from California. You know what I mean? So like it wasn't always like we all like meshed, super well all the time, just because there's natural age gaps and people are going through different things and it's hard to relate sometimes. But now I feel like we're all in our 20s.
Right. And everyone's over 21.
Yeah, exactly.
So we can all drink, and no one has kids yet.
Yeah.
So we can really drink.
And we're talking about our feelings so we can really drink.
Exactly. We're going to need it. We're actually doing a shot of Jack Daniels in honor of our grandfather, like a special type of Jack Daniels, because that guy...
They both of them
literally
had their cocktail hour.
Yes, they
It's
did.
honestly iconic. Like, I hope I can do this. They would have at like 5 o'clock, they'd have their little cocktail with their cheese and crackers, and they'd send the kids with like a bowl of Doritos down to not their kids, like us, like the grandkids.
And when they had dogs, they would always get them a Kong,
like a bone,
which is like a
rubber.
A Kong is like a rubber thing you fill with
peanut
whatever
butter,
you want, peanut butter, dog food, and like freeze it. And the dog would like have that or a bone, and then they would have their cocktail hour.
I'm like, that is
they
iconic.
were so routine. They did the same thing every single day.
They so did. And now I understand why my dad loves routine so much and why I love a routine.
I do too. I
was
do
gonna
too.
say you remind
I
me
do
of
better
Grandy
when
in
I'm
a lot
on
of
a
ways.
routine.
Because both Taurus energy for sure, you and Grandy.
Oh yeah. I'm a lot like him. Me and my sister were talking about that the other night.
Yeah.
We are similar in a lot of ways.
You are.
It's funny, especially looking back at them. You're like, it's just so interesting, genetics and all of it.
Oh yeah.
Looking at like, oh, that's totally my eyes. That's my
Speaking of genetics,
sister's nose. And
I keep telling Kendall, she has this specific laugh that she doesn't do that often, but when she does it, it sounds exactly like our grandma. Like,
so it's like that cackle I have.
yeah, it's like a cackle. You don't do it that often. No, not that.
No, it's a rare laugh that comes out.
But it literally reminds me of Grammy to a T. And now every time you do it, I'm like, oh my God, it's Grammy in the room. Like, it's almost trippy how
that's
identical
crazy. I don't even
it sounds.
Remember that laugh from her at all.
And then I point out, I'm like, that was Grammy. And you're like, what? That?
And I never know what she's talking about. And then I can't remember how I laughed, But yeah, it's just been an emotional roller coaster. And we're just trying to prepare for the week ahead. Mm-hmm. And we've also had just some stuff going on. Our friend Mac from college, she's very close with Sydney. She lost her nephew a few weeks ago, and it was very hard on her family because he was sick. He was diagnosed in January with cardiomyopathy, which is basically where your blood can't be pumped to the rest of your body. Mm-hmm. And they had to do a heart transplant. And they did the heart transplant. It was successful at first. So they had like that hope of getting the transplant and that he was going to get better. And then unfortunately, he had a brain bleed and passed away after his surgery.
Yeah. And he was only 11.
Yeah. 11 years old, an incredibly sweet kid.
He just looked like the cutest, happiest thing. Mac just described him as like the sweetest, funniest, like a happy kid. He's 11 years old, and his poor family had to go through that.
Yeah. And after like, I
remember when she was posting like, hey, my nephew needs a heart transplant. Like, yeah. And then they got one, and it was like, oh my God, yay. He's gonna get the surgery he needs. And then I just can't imagine them being like, yeah, the surgery's successful and he's recovering. And all of a sudden they're like,
after all that to make it through the surgery. And then, like, what are the chances? It's so terrible that, I cannot even imagine how their family is feeling, truly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's really tough to talk about, but, something that Mac did tell me, and I think I would love to share, is that Edward was extremely tough and strong. Like, he was so ready for this. Like, he was so pumped, and he wasn't scared. He was, excited because he wanted to go and do all these things that they had planned for afterwards. And so he's a fighter, and he did as much, fight as hard as he could. And it's just a really sad situation. And it's Mac's, her brother's son. And so he was in the hospital from January to May. And they also have other children. So you just can't even imagine all the pain and stress that comes with that.
Well, it's like you have to grieve losing your kid, and then you have to figure out how to pay for everything.
Yeah, I know.
And on top of that, which is just
the logistics of it all, and processing it, and for just after that whole battle he had, for it to end like this from a brain bleed is just the most heartbreaking thing.
Yeah, it's really sad. So they are running a GoFundMe to try and help with those bills and costs of funeral and everything like that. It's a lot. So we will leave that below if you guys have an extra couple of bucks laying around. Save yourself a coffee trip and maybe donate the money instead. Or if you don't, it's totally fine. Just send love, prayers, thoughts, whatever you do.
We would really appreciate it, Seshies. This has been really heartbreaking for everyone involved. Like, her family is just absolutely crushed. So, anything that can help alleviate some of that stress would be greatly, greatly appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys. All right, so we are going to go ahead and take a quick ad break, and we'll be right back. Guys, I'm so excited for the summer because Colorado has so many beautiful things to do outdoors, and it's basically in my backyard. I'm so close to the mountains. I feel so lucky to be able to just go outside and go hiking or walking around or, fishing. Just kidding, I don't fish. Although maybe I should try it. It sounds kind of relaxing. But whatever you're doing, if you're going to be outdoors, you definitely need to check out Title IX because they have the best clothes for outdoor activities. One thing that I got to try out from Title IX is their climber shorts, and they're actually such good quality. They're really stretchy. They're made out of super absorbent, abrasion resistant fabric, and they're basically indestructible. So they're going to last you a long time. Whatever activity you're doing, they're not going to rip. Title IX designs are made for women by women, and they sell performance outdoor gear and apparel for women on the move. And what's great is Title IX gear and apparel is built to perform and made to last. They have innovative swim pieces to bottoms that actually fit. Every product is designed for women seeking out their next adventure. And what's awesome about these shorts is even though they're really durable and tough, they're also really comfortable. So even if you're just lounging around, maybe you're going to your local nursery to buy some plants, they're great for that as well. Or if you are hiking or biking, whatever it may be, they're great shorts for all around activities. And right now, Title IX is offering our listeners $10 off and free shipping on orders over $100 when you visit Title9.com/sesh. Just go to Title9.com/sesh for $10 off and for free shipping when you order over $100. That's Title, TITLE9NINE.com/sesh.
Janelle, are you doing a style?
Yes.
Are you practicing wedding styles?
Yes, I am practicing wedding styles. Actually, my poor dad thought that maybe I'd be engaged when I came back.
Oh yeah, he did. He was a little disappointed.
Yeah, I was like, no, sir, sorry. No engagement. But yes, I'm doing a little braid. No, this is just like a nervous habit.
Beautiful.
Really? Is it working?
Yes.
I'm trying to do a French, like a little side for. Okay, there's a moth in the studio. So remember how I was the hero last episode and killed that spider for you?
Oh yeah.
Roles are reversed because I'm not a hero in this episode.
All right, I can do it. I can do it. I kill moths all the time.
Guys, that is my. I hate these moth spiders. I think really moths. Not into this shit.
I don't get it. I mean, they're just like dusty moths. I mean, butterflies. Yeah, dusty
that's
butterflies.
why I hate them because the butterflies are already disgusting. Oh, we should turn the fan on and see if he's in the fan.
No, we should leave it alone now that he's in there. Let him just hang out. They just like to be in dark space. Okay. Let him chill.
Well, don't come out, bitch, because you're not welcome here. You're not paying any rent. Anyways, yes. You're not paying any rent. You're not paying any fucking rent. The bugs have been bad. Okay, there's been bugs all over my house too.
Really?
Like little like mosquitoes and like gnats and shit. Like the fucking house fly thing. What are those things?
Yeah.
The little fruit flies and
fungus
gnats. Yeah, it's extremely annoying.
Well, I hate to bring it down to another sad note, but I did want to talk about on here something that I went through this week. It's sometimes hard to do these shows when you're feeling, like I was just saying, when I feel sad, sometimes it is hard to film true crime sad. But it's sometimes easier because it's also sad. So I can kind of just like flow with it. But here we try to be uplifting and like fun for you guys. And I don't really know how to do that when I'm feeling like super down on the inside. And I just feel a little overwhelmed even trying to talk about this. I really don't want to cry on here. I'm just like, we have a big dinner tonight and I don't want to mess up my eyes. But I have been through an emotional week. Last weekend, Josh and I lost one of our bunnies, our first bunny that we got, Apollo, and he was our little Holland Lop. He's very, very cute. I'll put pictures of him in.
Adorable.
It's been so hard to even go onto my phone because I have this picture slideshow with him in it. And it keeps coming up to pictures of him, but I don't want to go through it and like take them off.
Right.
But I don't even know what to do with it. But yeah, he passed away on Saturday and it was a big shock to Josh and I. Josh found him. Luckily, I didn't have to see him like that. But he was in his room and I don't know what happened. We brought the other two to the vet just in case like something happened to them. They were completely fine. So I have no idea what happened, but he was such a cute and funny little dude.
He was such a funny little dude.
We called him Black Ops because of like Apollo. We called him Ops, and then Black Ops because he would always do these little like Black Ops missions. He would always be like running out of his room, and
he was a funny little chicken.
He was. We called him a chicken.
He looked like a little chicken. Every time when I would babysit and I would clean the room and go like in to vacuum up the poop, he'd always try to either escape the room. Then I would close the door so he couldn't escape. Then you would turn the like vacuum on and there's a certain spot where like the fan blows the air out and he stands right behind it to get like, he loved the little fan.
He did. He loved the air.
And he like to try to chew on the cord. I was like, dude,
I know he would.
You little asshole.
He had chewed through so many of like my iPhone cords and stuff when I first got him. Like when I didn't understand how sharp their little teeth are.
He was a little crazy guy.
And I put like protectors and stuff, but
he's so cute. He
was such a cute bunny and he was really, really funny. Like you said, like he was obsessed with his little stroller. He always wanted to like be in the stroller. I'd take him outside and he'd be just like overwhelmed and like want to get back in the stroller. He was such a funny little dude. And I'm glad Karelly has his sister, Athena. So I still get to see her.
Yeah, and like honestly, when you told me, that was so sad. Like I went and hugged Athena extra because like I can tell, like you can kind of tell they're like siblings because Athena also does like, she's very, very, she's so like sassy. She's so sassy.
She is sassy
and like in control. They're like
exactly.
And Paula like ran his whole room.
I was gonna say he was by far the smallest and was the boss.
Yeah, he was the full on the boss, and that's why I'm so worried about the other two. Is I was worried that because they're like leader pretty much of their pack. They're fluffle is what it's called with rabbits. You know, they're sad, I think, because of that. And they're used to having a male with them. I have two other female rabbits that are a lot bigger. They're wonderful bunnies. I'm really glad that you know, they're okay and everything. But yeah, it's hard because when you have like just 2 animals, like 2 rabbits or 2 dogs, you know, if one of them passes, like you always worry that the others are going to get like really upset. And that's like a really common thing with rabbits, for them to get depressed or like really stressed. So the whole thing, the one silver lining to the whole thing is that, you know, Apollo didn't get along with our other bunny, Raisin, who we have as well. And we've been fostering him for a year. After we adopted him out, he was returned to us. So we've had him since then, and we love him. We love him so much. And he didn't get along with Apollo. So we were going to we actually had him back up for adoption. And I was looking at applications and like narrowing it down when this happened, like on that day. And I was going to contact him on that night. But then this happened, and I was like, okay, we need to like take a couple days and think about it. And then we thought about it for a few days, and we were like, you know what, let's just keep him, because I think the other 2 will like having a male in the room, and they'll probably allow it to happen. Like it'll take some time to bond them, but it's not going to be as hard as bonding 2 males. Yeah. So it is kind of, you know, we're trying to like see the positive in every situation, obviously. And it's nice that we're going to be able to have him as well. Like Josh is super attached to him. He lives in his office right now.
Yeah, so I know you guys really love him.
So like we're happy that we get to keep him, but we are really sad. And this week was just like, just felt so like every time I would think about it and like think about Josh telling me not to come downstairs into the bunny room, I would just like get so like upset again. And just, it's crazy. I have so many pets, and I haven't lost one since 2012, maybe, when we had
really
a kitten.
Unexpected too.
Yeah, that was crazy. Horrible. That was fucking horrible.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I had a kitten, and she just like randomly slowly became paralyzed. Like it started with like her limping, and I didn't know what was going on. And then it slowly like moved through her whole body. And I didn't do an autopsy, just like with the bunny. I don't think there's any point in like knowing.
Well, it doesn't change anything. Like in some people, I think that maybe helps them, but to others, it's kind of like to each their own. Because at the end of the day, like it doesn't bring them back.
Right. Exactly. That's how I feel about it. I'm just like, so yeah, I'm lucky that I haven't lost any of my pets since 2012, when I have so many. I know, knock on wood.
Yeah, I'm really superstitious
because I haven't been through this in so long. Like, and I can't imagine it with any of the pets that I have, like my cats and my dogs. Yeah. Like, I'm so attached to our dogs and everything. It's very difficult. And I think losing, even though he's just a bunny, like some people are like, you know, they think
he's not just a bunny.
Though. I know. I know to a lot of people, they don't understand. Like a lot of people, rabbits are in cages. These are like cats and dogs to us. They are part of our family, and yeah, it totally sucks.
I feel like people who have pets understand, like, it doesn't matter what kind of pet it is. Like you can bond with like anything, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, and it's your own, and like you know, people can't understand like how much you loved that specific one. But it's just the idea of like any pet. Like I love my pets. Like they're
everything.
They're like the best, right? Yeah. And so it just sucks, especially if it's, you know,
I don't want to cry.
Something tissue in here. Especially, you know, when it's like really sudden and such. It's just hard.
It's just been, shocking. And then this week I've just felt like I knew I couldn't do like true crime this week. I had to take the week off. And because I can't like mentally give it what it needs. Like I think these cases deserve full attention and full
presence,
my full ability. I need to show up all the way, and I just can't show up this week.
Yeah.
Because I'm feeling so sad. That's honestly how I'm feeling. I'm just really sad.
Yeah, I know. It's very hard. And the fact that we're grieving a lot. It seems like you're grieving a pet.
And then 2 grandparents at once.
Grieving 2 grandparents, which is, they passed away like quite a while ago now. Like our grandma passed away last, and this was about a year ago. And unfortunately, because of COVID and such, like it feels like to me, we've kind of just like I've had to like almost put the feelings on pause, because it's like hard to completely like get closure and grieve them, because I feel like I haven't done that yet. But then I also like can't sit there every single day and like obsess over it. So I've kind of almost had to like put it on pause almost. And now I'm like opening it back up and like experiencing those feelings. But a year and a year and a half later for Grandy. So it's like, or no, like 2 years later. So
yeah. And for him, I think we had a little more closure because we were there when he passed away.
True.
But with our grandma, it was different. And I feel like to me, she's kind of still in my head living at her memory care center. And yeah.
Yeah. The other day I was going through my phone. I found a video I took of her like the last time I saw her, and she was like singing a song, and then I didn't get to see her afterwards because of like COVID. Like I was lucky I even got to see her then. I had to sit like 8 feet away from her. I couldn't even give her a hug. And then I like feel guilty not being like, fuck it, and just giving her a hug anyways, because like that was it. And then I don't know. It's just like toggling with a lot of feelings.
Oh yeah, I know. Like we were looking at pictures. We took like a bunch of pictures and video of her before she passed, but we didn't like take any of us with her.
Right.
Like, why didn't we do that?
I know.
It's like the hardest part of grieving is like, oh, I should have done this. I should have done this. I should have done this.
Right.
You know,
which isn't fair to do to yourself.
No.
But it's like I feel like it's human nature to like have these like, oh,
I know.
I wish I could have done this, because I feel like it's almost us trying to like rationalize it.
I know. I keep thinking about like, I wish I like earlier that morning I was going to take the bunnies out and brush them, but then it was so hot. I was like, I'm just going to wait until this evening when it's cool out. And I just like keep regretting that, because I feel like I could have spent a little time with him.
Right.
Or like maybe have noticed something. I don't know. But it just sucks.
It does. However, thank God for therapy. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. And sorry if I'm like snorting into the mic. I can't.
Last week
today.
I was sick, snorting my snot.
You were
disgusting.
I listened to that on the playback. I was like, that was a nice
and
suck
that
through.
Was even and I even cut the worst ones out. Like we'd be like, we'll be back for a break, and I'd be like, hash.
How are you feeling?
It's still hanging on. Like I still have a little bit of cough and like some like congestion, snot issues. I don't know what I got, honestly. Like I haven't been this sick for this long, a long time. Like it's been over a week and a half now.
And you got 2 COVID tests. And
I got 2 negative COVID tests. I have the vaccine. When I went to urgent care, I told them that, and they were like, you're totally fine. Like, cause I had a cough, but I didn't have any trouble breathing. So I don't know what it was.
Some type of bug, probably the plane.
The antibiotics did help a lot. Like I think I'm finally on the mend. Thank God.
Good.
But yeah, I'm doing better. It was a struggle. My whole body's peeling. Like guys, when I tell you my whole body is peeling, I'm not kidding. Like
the whole body?
Like from literally my toes, not my head. That's where it stops. My toes to my shoulders.
Lovely.
It's just like peeling. Like in chunks. I'm like, oh, today we're peeling on the knees. Okay, great.
Well,
today we're peeling on the wrists. Okay, great. Like
you'll make sure to wear sunscreen if you go anywhere else this summer.
I will. And I need to exfoliate really bad. Sick.
But there's these great like Korean exfoliating towels.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can get them on I don't know.
Like
I don't remember where I bought them from. No, I don't think so.
No,
I think they're on Etsy. But
Ooh.
Yeah, they like really work really well.
I need
exfoliate.
I need some good exfoliation. Exfoliation. But yeah, let's see what else. Oh, I've been watching a decent amount of reality TV to try and like, that's how I like separate myself from like when I'm having a really tough time personally and emotionally, and I need to like actually just pull myself out for a second.
Me too.
I think to throw on some trash TV really helps bring out.
Me too.
Yeah,
I've been doing that a lot this week. I watched like some Housewives, and then I watched the special on. Have you been following the Tom Giardi thing at all?
No.
And one of the Housewives, Erica Jane.
No, I don't know anything about Housewives.
Oh, this is so interesting. I'm going to do a video on it.
Oh,
yeah, it's so good.
Wait, give us
very
a
juicy
little tidbit of it. What's
it's so basically he's a lawyer, and she's one of the housewives, and she's very out about how everything is expensive. She has like a song that's like, it's expensive to be me.
Oh, you showed me that?
Yeah. Did I show you that, girl? Yeah. And then she had like a huge closet with all the designer stuff. Like she just, full glam squad, 2 planes. They had like domestic and a private jet.
Oh, damn.
Or like opposite of what I just said. They had an international plane. They could literally their own like jumbo jet or whatever.
Oh shit. Really?
Yeah. Plus a private jet for domestic.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. And it turns out that all the money that was funding her lifestyle was coming from his clients that he got settlements from that had serious accidents and like horrible things happened to them. And he like wasn't giving them their settlements. He was telling them, I'm going to invest it into this company. But it was actually her entertainment company.
What?
Yeah. He like made a $20 million investment into her company, and he went through millions of dollars, and now he's broke as a joke. And he had like $65 million at one point, $80 million in one account at one point. He was like,
he's just straight up telling the clients that they're investing.
Yeah, he told them that they were investing
and
in
they're
something.
buying jets instead.
And then their payments just stopped coming in. And they were like people who have been through serious shit. Like, it's crazy.
Oh my God.
And it was funding this girl's whole life. And because she was the one draining all the money.
Wait, are they going to like go to jail?
They're going to court. Yeah, he could go to jail. She could be in trouble too.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to prove they divorced, but people think it was just like, because she didn't want to be like financially tied. But she is, because he was investing into her company.
And the company was just a bullshit company essentially to like pay for shit for her.
Yeah. Well, it was like, she's a singer. She like produces her own music. Okay. It's like really bad though. Do you know what I'm talking about? Erica Jane?
Yeah. I mean, I've watched the Housewives. Which one is it? Like which?
It's one of the California ones.
Oh, the OC. I think I've heard about
it's Beverly Hills.
Oh, yeah, you're probably
I'm pretty
right.
sure it's Beverly Hills. Yeah. But she's in the later episodes, and she's pretty fucked. So, and there's like interviews of her talking about how she wouldn't want to be poor and stuff. And it's just like so cringy.
Not a good look.
Not a good look. It's horrible, actually. It's like I watched a documentary on Hulu, and it is devastating what these people went through. Like he is like a fucking horrible person. It wasn't just like, some tax fraud or like some bullshit. Right. It was like he was fucking these people over.
Wow.
Crazy for years. And this guy is so well known in the law world. Like he's a very famous lawyer. So
that is just like stupid.
Oh, it's so stupid. It's very stupid. Yeah.
This is like side note on what like a good, I don't know, movie if you guys want to watch it. I don't know. Do you like Pink? Like, have you heard like or seen her like documentary that she
Pink?
Oh
yeah.
No,
I mean, I haven't seen her.
I'm kind of indifferent on Pink,
I kind of was too, but then I watched this documentary, and it's probably one of the best ones I've watched in a long time.
Really? Okay.
It's like really uplifting. It's so good.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll have to check it out.
I recommend.
Hell yeah. I actually really like Pink as a person. Her music I'm kind of indifferent about, but I like her. I like
her, but I'm not really like, her voice kind of annoys me.
Yeah,
a little
bit. My favorite from
music.
Yeah,
I feel the same way. Like it's almost like she just explains all of the work. It's crazy. She's a badass.
Yeah. I mean, she has a really good voice though. She does. I just don't like her songs.
Yeah. Often. No, I feel that.
Some of them. I like some of them.
Yeah. I might have to start watching Housewives because my Housewives is like Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Like that's what I'm like obsessed with that
and
show.
That shit's over now.
That shit's ending.
I just watched the last episode.
I haven't seen the last one.
I binged the last like bit of it yesterday.
Did you cry?
Yeah, because I'm crying at everything, but it wasn't that emotional, honestly.
Really?
I cried about something Scott Disick said. I'm most sad about Scott. I am sad about Scott, honestly, and I feel bad for him. Like I feel, but I don't know if I should. There's probably stuff I don't know. I don't know.
Just
but
from what you know, you feel
like,
bad.
I want them to be together, and I wanted the show to like them end up. They ride off into the sunset. It does not happen.
I think everyone who like follows this family at all, like low key wants Scott and Courtney to be together.
Yeah. I think he's the most likable person on the show. Like I kind of have a love-hate relationship with literally all of them except for Scott. I like 100%. Scott a lot. He's funny.
So that Skims like clip of her commercial, like that's been really viral of when her finger is like totally distorted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we were like, who sent that? I think you sent it to the group or something. And we were like, oh my God, it's terrible. It's really sad. And
basically she video shopped. I didn't even know you could really do that.
Team.
But yeah, they like morphed her body to look different in a Skims ad, and you can see because her finger becomes like, completely stretched out.
It looks
and
totally fucking.
She looks like the Grinch.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. She's a super like long, like crooked finger for a second. Yeah. But anyways, while you sent that to the group, I was watching the Kardashians. I was like, this family, like it's really sad that, Kim uses in her campaign, she uses all different types of body shapes and sizes, like all that type of stuff. But then when she's actually like modeling it herself, then she like has to, totally tweak it to look this specific way. And so I was just like, yeah, it sucks as I was watching them.
I know. I mean, they are like...
That's like the epitome of how I feel about them.
Yeah, they're definitely pretty toxic. And some of the stuff they say, I'm like, what the fuck? Or like they're so out of touch at times that it annoys the fuck out of me.
But they're really good distraction.
But they are. And it's interesting. Like their life is interesting. It's interesting to see people with that much money and like what they... They just so like... they look like they live in hotels all the time. It's just like so extravagant.
It's literally perfect.
Do you think they make it perfect while they're filming, or do you think it's always perfect?
I think they have housekeepers there 24/7. So it's probably always perfect. Like, I'm like, do you guys have a junk drawer? Do you ever like lose something and you're like fucking?
Can you imagine Chloe's junk drawer?
Drunk drawer.
I always say drunk drawer. I've been saying that my whole life.
Yeah,
I should make a drunk drawer.
You should,
filled with things to get drunk with.
I guess that's a bar,
like skewers and little salts. Like a drunk drawer.
Yeah,
drunk
drawer. No, Chloe's, I'm sure, is very organized.
Me and Josh were talking about it last night because he watched the end of it with me, and he's seen so many episodes over the years that I know he enjoys it. He was like, these people, but he like sticks around and watches as much as he can, you know?
Isn't that funny? How you start watching and they're like typing on the computer, and then by the end they're like close computer and looking at the TV.
Yeah,
and laughing with the jokes. I'm like, interesting how that works out.
Oh, they love it. They love it. Josh is like, he and Joel went to The Conjuring yesterday, the new one.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I need something to decompress, you know, because The Conjuring. I was like, yeah, you know, it's so tough. Now you got to decompress and watch The Kardashians. But it was funny. We were talking about just how much they have changed society and how much they have impacted our culture. It's insane when you think about it. Like having just the fact that so many people want everything white. I feel like that's a very Kardashian thing, is like the totally clean white look. And then now the organization, like everyone wants to have like an organized pantry and like a organized fridge, and like people like do fridge tours. And I just watched Jaclyn Hill's bathroom tour.
I watched that too.
Fuck.
She's organized.
Oh my God. I mean, my life is so disorganized. If you guys even saw my fucking drawers. Imagine if I did a makeup fit. We'd have to go to 3 different rooms. My makeup's always in 3 different rooms. I move around and like do it. You have the stuff that goes on in my house. I could never like be that clean and live like a Kardashian.
It's insane how organized.
I couldn't have everything. I'm like, is this true?
Do they actually live this organized? Like how?
Like even their cookie jar, they have like the stacked cookies. Right. I'm like, oh my God.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, my office is an actual like hazard, probably.
It is a hazard.
It's scary. And like people come in there and they're like, oh, it's okay. It doesn't bother me. I'm like, you think I'm a freak. I know. It's okay.
What were we calling it earlier? The depression room?
Yeah, it is my depression room because I was depressed when I first moved all that shit in there and I couldn't set it all up. And then now it just like reminds me of being depressed, and it's just like stuff everywhere that needs to be, needs a place.
Right. And then the thought of actually sitting down and picking up each little fucking thing because you got a lot of stuff in there.
I know. I don't even know where to put it. I just need to like readjust it.
I seriously think that you should get bins and throw all the shit in the bins. You don't even have to go through it right now, and then just get it out of that room so that at least when you go in there, you don't hate your life.
That's so smart. That is great.
You can put the depression bins in the garage and never look at them again until you move.
Exactly. And then I'll move them to the next house and then just depression bins, and you know,
never
they can just stay
like a time
in there
capsule.
forever. It's a time capsule.
Or they get thrown away.
Or they get thrown away
by Josh.
I'll be finding a lot of stuff though. Like I've lost a lot of things in that room.
You're gonna find a lot of shit.
I got you guys phone cases, but now you have new phone models. So if I ever find them,
Oh my God.
It's pretty messy, but I think that's great advice. It's almost like you were gonna be a therapist.
Wow, interesting how that works.
Like you
went to school for 6 years for that shit.
That's honestly a brilliant idea. I love the idea of just getting bins and getting it out of the way, because it's just, now I'm just crawling over it like a fucking goat.
Right.
Like it's insane. I am like Hoarders now. It's crazy.
We should do like a fucking parody of Hoarders.
You should have seen it before we went to Mexico. I put so much random shit in there. Like I decided I needed to take all my fall stuff and put it in there, so it wasn't in my closet anymore. So it was just bothering me.
That room is wild.
So there's just like a stack of clothes.
It's like the flea market. That's what I kept calling it.
It's crazy. And then I film in there. That's where I film.
Kendall Ray.
I know.
With 2.6 million subscribers on YouTube.
My sister was looking at my filming setup, and then I have my mic like taped onto the desk, and it's like you can't even get around it. It's gonna be so much better when I start filming in here. I'm excited for that, but yeah, it's
you need to get in this fucking room for sure. Speaking of which, you guys,
our big dinner plans tonight.
The studio.
This is
coming.
So cool. We are very proud of ourselves for this, but we managed to wrangle up Blair Fowler to do our studio spaces, all 3 sets, which is so cool. And if you don't know who Blair Fowler is, then you're lame. But
she's like,
if you've been around on YouTube for a while, you know Juicy Star 07 and her sister Elle Fowler too.
All that glitters.
Yep, 21. Don't forget. Isn't it 21?
I think so.
All letters 21.
I think so. Yeah.
But yeah, now there's like YouTube names. It's so weird. Right. Remember the name YouTube usernames?
Yeah. What was your username? Or was it always
Kendall's Place?
Oh, Kendall's Place. Hell yeah, so Kendall's Place.
And then a lot of people thought it was Palace.
Kendall's Palace. Oh my God.
Yeah, we are super excited. Blair isn't really on YouTube anymore, but she went to design school and is really creative and has imagined these amazing sets for us.
Amazing.
And did like digital mock-ups of them and how the camera angles would look. And it has been
she's so good.
Helpful to have a professional.
Oh my God.
We're always trying to Jimmy rig everything. We're like, this isn't working. Turn it off.
What the hell is wrong? We were literally about to like try and do these ourselves. And then you're like, how did you get in contact with Blair?
She actually offered to just do it. She like DM'd me and said she was a fan of the show and like had my merch. And I was like, wow, this is so full circle. Cause I have been, you were the first YouTuber I ever watched. You were the first, like the reason I knew that YouTube channels existed.
She was the first person I ever subscribed to.
Yep. Her self-tanning routine was my first ever.
Like back in high school, when I was going through my no friends phase, because I was over everyone, I would go into
no friends phase for the win.
I would go into my car. You were already in college, so I'd go into my car and I'd like call Kendall, or I'd go watch YouTube videos, really exposing myself. You would remember me calling her or what?
Oh yeah.
Oh, God,
I remember because I would be with Kendall and you would go, I have to talk to my cousin too.
Yeah, we were always talking. You're like,
we
act like we were in a relationship for a while when we lived apart.
We talked like 2 hours a day sometimes.
Yeah, we did. It was like a little much. It was a lot.
It was a lot. We didn't even work together. We had no reason to do that.
Yeah, but anyways, we just really love each other.
I was subscribed to her and I would literally, I would watch her in my car in high school, and now we're going to dinner with her. My mind is blown, and I'm trying to keep my cool because I don't like want to weird her out, but I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, she's gonna listen to this now and be like, you weirdo. You fucking weirdo.
It's crazy.
No, she's really chill. And I'm so excited to hang out with her
me too.
And chat with her about YouTube and just how it's changed. And so many different things. So yeah, we're pumped. It's so cool. Excited. And our studio spaces are going to be so next level.
Like she's just so creative, thinking of things that I would have never thought of. Like the way that we're going to be set up, you guys, is so different than this. And I just feel like it really represents the show so well. It's going to be so much more comfortable for us, like physically, I feel like, which will make us more comfortable, like socially, and just, you know what I mean?
Totally. It's going to be much more relaxing vibes.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So exciting. We get to have guests soon.
Yeah. Who do we want on the show?
We've been going through the guest.
Yeah.
Karelly's been looking through that.
But I also want to think of like people that we want to reach out to.
Oh, I know.
And just take a shot in the dark. I know. You could have anyone on the show. Who would it be?
Anyone? Jenna Marbles.
Oh, yeah. Do you think she's going to come back?
No, especially not. I was thinking about that yesterday. Actually, I was listening to, which we can touch on briefly in a second, all the YouTube drama. Not that I'm keeping up with it much, but I was listening to some video on it. And then in my head, I was like, God, Jenna's never going to. Oh, fuck. There's a moth about to attack me. If I scream, just know it's because I'm getting attacked by a disgusting butterfly.
I'll take care of him.
Okay,
someone get me my fly swatter.
Anyways, like I was saying though, I was thinking about how Jenna's never going to want to come back to this shit show that is the internet, because it's just more toxic than ever, I feel like. You can't even
Yeah, why would she want to come back? This is such a great podcast. Not janky at all.
Okay, bitch. Now it's it's being gross.
Well, I'll continue the conversation. So anyway, we don't think Jenna is going to come back.
No, I don't think Jenna will be coming back.
I agree with you. I think she's taking care of her mental health and her life, and she's getting married. And
I seriously feel like, why would she want to come back? Because I feel like she left because things were getting toxic online. It was just too much for her. Now it's even worse.
Oh, it's so much worse
than when she left. So it's like,
oh yeah, can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah, let's chat about that.
So like I said, this week I have definitely been feeling down and not motivated to do really anything, and definitely not motivated to cook at all. So it has been really nice to have a HelloFresh box delivered to my door this week and have meals already ready to go for Josh and I. HelloFresh cuts out stressful meal planning and grocery store trips so you can enjoy cooking and get dinner on the table in 30 minutes. You can try HelloFresh's quick and easy meals, their 15 to 20 minute dinners, breakfast on the go, and more easy options for your busy, busy life. HelloFresh's ingredients are sourced directly from growers and delivered from the farm to your front door in under a week. Contact-free, of course. And it's a better value. HelloFresh is 28% cheaper than shopping at your local grocery store and 72% cheaper than a restaurant meal without sacrificing the quality. And we love their meals. It's very, very good. And there's always something different. Their meals are very creative, and I love how easy, and it's all right there. My biggest thing is food waste. I hate having to throw out things because I don't use all of it for what I'm cooking, but it can't really stay good or it's going to expire like the next day. It's nice to have exactly what you need pre-portioned. Or the worst is where you like have one ingredient missing. Like the other day I was trying to make this peach cobbler for my family and I didn't have any baking soda.
Oh, I know. That's a deal breaker right there.
Honestly though, cobbler is one of those things that's like,
that's kind of
like mush. So it's fine. Right. It was fine. Like no one complained. We put cream of tartar instead.
Tartar.
Cream of tartar. Tartar.
Tartar.
Tartar? It's tartar.
Okay, I'll go. Oh, wait, no.
Okay. HelloFresh offers the flexibility you need to easily customize your order on the app within minutes, which is so nice, right there on your phone. You can easily change your delivery day, your food preferences, your plan size, or skip a week whenever you need. So go to HelloFresh.com/Sesh12 and use code Sesh12 for 12 free meals, and that includes free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/Sesh12 for 12 free meals, and that includes free shipping.
All right, guys. So I've been wearing glasses for a long time now. I actually have contacts in today. It's a pretty rare moment for me. But usually I'm wearing glasses. And I got to be honest, buying pairs of glasses is a pain in the butt. I really don't like going to the store and having to pay for something that's super marked up. But I also like being able to try things on. And you can't really do that online, you know, because you can't order a bunch of glasses and then you have to deal with the prescription and everything like that. But with Warby Parker, you can try them on right at home and purchase them online. Warby Parker is committed to providing exceptional vision care online and in stores, offering eyeglasses, sunglasses, eye exams, and contact lenses. So I can get everything I need right from Warby Parker. Glasses start at just $95, including prescription lenses. Sunglasses, progressives, and blue light lenses are also available, which is really awesome. I feel like I'm staring at my computer all day, every day. So having blue light glasses to help prevent headaches is always a must. What's really cool about Warby Parker is you take a quiz from home and then they send you a try-on kit. And, you know, you get to pick 5 different styles that you want to try on. They send them to you. You try them on. You ask your significant other, your dog, whatever, which they like best. Then you send them all back and you decide which one that you want to keep. After you decide which pair you want and you order them online, Warby Parker makes them fit correctly for your head. And then they also, of course, put your prescription in if you have that. And then they send them back to you. And there you go. You got your brand new pair of glasses. I haven't bought a pair of glasses in so long, but I just picked some Warby Parkers out that I'm really excited for. I'm waiting for them to get in the mail. I'll definitely show you guys once they get here. So try Warby Parker's free home try-on program. Order 5 pairs of glasses to try at home for free for 5 days. There's no obligation to buy, and it ships free and includes a prepaid return shipping label so that when you send them back, it's really easy. You literally put them in the box, put the return label on, dump it off at a post office, you're done. So try 5 pairs of glasses at home for free at warbyparker.com/sesh. It's insane.
It's exhausting.
Way too much for me to keep up with. Like every day it's something new. Like every hour.
Who's canceled? Who's back? Who's making a comeback? David Dobrik's back now. And he's fine, I guess.
He's fine now?
It's like word is, I don't know. I didn't see the video, but I guess he acted like he didn't say anything about it. They were all making jokes about Jeff's eye and stuff. God.
Yeah.
So
I can't keep track.
And oh my gosh, Gabby Hanna has just been like
with that and Trisha.
I think it's so horrible. Like the stuff with Gabby, it's like so far. It's not even interesting anymore. It's just like this is sad and
a lot of
really toxic. This exposing like Gabby's like did this BuzzFeed interview and she brought up stuff with Jessie and Jessie smiles. She's pregnant. She's a friend of mine. I think that's fucked up while someone is pregnant and has had issues before, just had a miscarriage, to like bring up stressful things and like cause drama, dig up all this old stuff in a BuzzFeed interview. Mm-hmm. And then, she's fighting with Trisha because she thinks Trisha and her were friends. And Trisha said they're not friends.
They're like literally fighting about if they're friends or not.
It's like the stupidest thing. I'm like, is this really like what it's coming down to? And like everyone's following it. And it's like been so intense.
Oh, it's so much.
And then of course the frenemies like break down.
Right. The whole thing. Oh, and did you see, I just saw a few hours ago that someone was like, I wish friends would come back. And then Trisha, I think, retweeted and it was like next Tuesday or something.
Yeah,
and then Ethan came on and he was like, no chance, not happening. I'm like, what is going on?
It's like crazy how everything fizzled out with them and how that just exploded, which I feel like
I'm not surprised.
We all saw that coming. But yeah, it's just been like, God damn. And the personal shit, the amount of like personal shit people are putting out there.
Very personal shit.
Yeah. Like releasing things, exposing things. And like I said with Jessie last week, obviously she had to do that. She had to defend herself and show the truth and release her phone call. But yeah, it's like getting so evil at this point. Like this is getting scary to me.
I agree.
And I don't think it's interesting. And I don't even I haven't even been following it that much. Like I kind of loosely know what's going on. I've like touched
loosely.
But
I barely.
Wow.
It's just like,
and then all the boxing, the fighting.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's beating the fuck out of each other.
Yeah. Bryce Hall got his ass beat by Austin.
Oh, yeah.
Ass beat.
Douche versus douche.
Dude, did you see any of the footage of it?
Yeah, I saw him get knocked the fuck out. Yeah.
I was like, dude, did you not practice?
He didn't get actually knocked out, did he?
And I don't think so, but he was like,
I saw him get hit really hard.
A lot.
I don't think he like completely passed out, but
yeah, he was not doing well. So there's that. Now everyone's fighting.
Oh, there's so many other little things going on, and just like it just feels like bad energy.
I'm like, holy shit. When back when Dramageddon happened and all that crap years ago with the Tati and the Shane and the
that
James
all started
because
they took there was a group of beauty gurus who like took a picture flipping off the camera, and then I think people thought it was to Jeffree Star, and that like caused like so much drama.
Right.
And now it's this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
it's like,
I could never imagine. I'm like, what now? Like literally, what now?
Yeah,
this is insane.
It's way too far. It's way too far. And I hate this personal stuff that people keep bringing personal fights.
Right. Bringing their receipts, bringing their phone calls, bringing their DMs out. I'm like,
I do understand sometimes you have to do that to defend yourself. Of course, there's multiple situations going on like that right now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it feels very toxic and scary.
Which is
I know,
really weird.
And people really like are interested in it too.
Oh,
the personal stuff, because it is kind of juicy. You know, you can't help it. It's like seeing a car accident, and you're like, look at it.
You don't want to look at it.
Curious.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's so true. Well, a lot of people are tweeting us and they're like commenting, like, we want to hear your thoughts on this. I'm like,
yeah, a lot of you.
I don't have that many thoughts about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
what are your thoughts on Frenemies ending? Did you like that show?
I loved that show. I thought it was so entertaining.
It was very entertaining.
I am not surprised it ended.
No. It seemed very like toxic from the beginning.
Yes.
There were so many moments that were just
it was like a train wreck. I couldn't stop watching. But then there'd be episodes where it'd be like kind of cute and you could tell that they were like growing as friends, or like trying to be more self-aware of what the other person's triggers are.
I was really rooting for them, rooting for their personal growth.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah,
not surprised. Damn. I'm surprised that they're literally family though. Every time I think I'm like, that's crazy.
I know, that's the saddest thing.
That adds a whole layer on top.
Yeah, I feel really bad for Hila. Because she just found out she's pregnant, and now she has to deal with like all the stress of this and her brother, and this is like,
I hope they can just like deal with
causing
a
rift. Yeah, hopefully the rest.
But I don't know. Like a lot of people are.
Do they deal with anything offline?
Right, I was gonna say,
does
I don't know about
Trisha deal with anything offline? I don't know.
Everyone needs fucking therapy. That's.
I do.
I do.
Sign me up. Actually, I'm going next week. I haven't been to therapy in probably 4 weeks, 6 weeks, something. My therapist got married, and then I was busy.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
But yeah, I need to get my ass back in there because it was a rough week.
Yeah.
It
helps a lot. It's actually shocking what therapy can do. And I feel like a lot of people are discovering that now. Like I see so many more people than ever, like talk about how it's changed their life or how they're going, or, just making it more normal, just normalizing it.
Yeah.
Which is so important. I just think it's like so valuable if you can get to a therapist.
Yeah, it sucks it's not accessible. Like Karelly was trying to find a therapist recently, and they put her on a wait list.
Yeah, so I'm in the process because I'm 23. I've never been to a therapist, which I'm completely overdue. But so I've been in the process of looking for a therapist, and it's been really hard and very unmotivating because every therapist I've called, it's either it's going to be $60 for this thing, and we're going to do this and this and this. And other ones are just oh, we don't take your insurance, so you have to do other things. And other ones just have a 2-month wait list.
I know.
And it's just
wild.
I'm at this point, I'm on a wait list just to be on a wait list.
Right.
But it just sucks like not dealing with things as they're happening. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah. So you have to wait. Your mental health really can't wait.
Exactly. And it's so unfair that it's so inaccessible to so many people because like, I know there are a lot of other people like me who like their parents don't understand the value of therapy.
Sure. Yeah.
And I didn't really understand it. And I was a psychology major and I really didn't understand like the value of therapy.
Yeah.
And now I'm understanding why we do it and why it's so important because there are so many things that you can't talk about with your best friend or with your partner or anything because there are things that we need to learn how to like process ourselves, you know?
Sure. Yeah. So and sometimes you need like an unbiased opinion.
Yeah, completely. Yeah.
It's so helpful because it allows you to like think of your life in these situations in a different light of like, oh, I never thought of it like that. And it's like, wow, it's a good point. And it just... Because I feel like we get so bogged up in our crap and then we just like have this one way of thinking about it. And then we're almost stuck. Like you can't see you can't see the outside or it's like so daunting that you don't even know where to begin. You're like, how do I even fucking go decipher this? Like I can't do it. I'm just going to push it away, bury it. You know?
I think that's a huge part of therapy is like going through stuff that you've buried and that could be affecting you in your life now. Yes. And it's like, sometimes you just need a therapist to explain why things that happen to us in our childhood can still, affect your behaviors to this day. And here's how to correctly change them. And, it helps to have someone that went to school for it, explain it all to you and kind of guide you and bring up new ideas. That's what I think is really helpful too, is when they bring up something that you're like,
right.
Damn, I didn't even think of it like that.
And
like,
sometimes it's so simple. And I'm like, fuck, why didn't I think of that? I'm like,
same.
Damn, you're smart. That's why I pay you. Yes.
Yeah, yep. I know. I've gotten so much out of therapy. I took a little break,
Yeah. Well, it's okay to take
I
breaks.
really hope you can find one soon because that is the most annoying thing. It should just be like,
it's terrible.
I can't believe you have to be put on a wait list.
Yeah. I wish I could
so much.
I wish I could just like go in and like a prime. Oh, that's hard. That's hard looking for a doctor too. But like, just like that, like, you know what I mean? Like call somebody up. I feel like there just aren't as many therapists available, especially right now after
a lot
the
of people
pandemic.
Are struggling.
Like, especially, like all the struggles we had during the year we were enclosed, you know what I mean? Like that is going to bring up so many other issues that I feel like that's why therapists right now are especially so booked up.
Yeah, totally.
That people are just, I feel like, well, like just in general, mental health is more understandable and it's easier for us to understand and it's easier for like employers to understand that we're going through things and it's easier I don't know in a way
less taboo.
It's not as taboo as it used to be.
I know. I completely agree with you. I see where you're going with that. And I think a lot of that is, I think the internet has helped a lot because people have been so open and sharing and like normalizing mental health for a while that I think society is coming to a point where it's more normalized.
Yeah.
We're not all the way there, but we're making progress. I think for sure. Especially I think things like this help where we're just being real. Like we could sit down and just entertain you guys and act like a certain way and act fake and just like get it done. But we don't want to do that. We want this to be a real experience and for you guys to, we want
to be entertaining, but on top of anything, we want to be relatable and genuine. Like that is the top thing that I look for in podcasts, at least.
Me too. Yeah. So, like I always think, people aren't going to want to hear about my bunny dying or our grandparents, but I think people
do.
Yeah. I personally get a lot out of listening to people talk about hard things that they have gone through. And I think it gives me comfort, even if I can't relate exactly to their experience, just to know that they have felt sadness or loss, just helps me relate to them and see them as more of a human.
And it normalizes it so that when you are feeling these tough things, you don't feel so isolated, like, God, why do I feel so anxious or depressed or have these weird intrusive thoughts or whatever it is. It's like, it normalizes it so that it kind of takes the control out of it. Like, yeah, I have these things, but like a lot of people do. And we're okay. People can get help. You can get better. You can find coping mechanisms. It's not like you have to feel this way forever and no one knows how you feel and, just lock it up and don't talk about it. I think the more we can normalize it and talk about it, then the more we can take the stigma out of it, which takes the power away from these, really tough things that we're dealing with. It brings them more down to a normal level of like, a lot of people are dealing with a lot of stuff, and you're not alone.
Totally. Yeah. And I think like you said, normalizing it and talking about it, getting it out in the moment is so much healthier than burying it down and then dealing with your trauma 10 years later, you know?
Yeah.
I know about that.
Yeah, I do too, girl.
Hey, but I have to say, like, the fact that you recognize that you want to go to therapy and that you want, like, you know, it's not going to be easy work. Therapy it's hard work. You have to put in the work. And the fact that you're willing to do that and you want to do that is like literally like more than half of what has to happen in order to get better.
And honestly, like another big reason I'm doing it is because, like, given like my background, like I come from a very like religious Mexican family. They don't understand it. They don't know it. Like, I can tell my family about it and they over their head, you know what I mean? They don't, they'd be like, oh, just feel happy. You're fine. You'll just feel happy. Like, just make yourself happy. And it's like, you don't understand, you know? And so it's like, I want to go through that process because I want to be able to tell my my close family, like, hey, like, I understand. I know you don't understand this, but like, can I just talk to you about like what my therapist told me? And like, that way I can relate, like, that way I can like, not even relate to them, but like, yeah, I guess relate to them. Just like tell them I can see these things that I see that was in me that I can see in you as well. So like, I was taught this. So let me teach you a little bit of my coping mechanisms or whatever the therapist can teach. You know what I mean? So that's like a big reason why I like want to go, especially now, is because I was never given the opportunity to. So now that I am able to go to the therapist, I want to give my brother like I want to give like my family like the same kind of opportunity because they don't know what it's like.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I totally get where you're coming from. And I think even having one person in the family in therapy does help.
Well, it helps normalize it. Like,
yes.
Especially when I think a lot of people will be able to relate to this fact of like, for whatever reason, their family grew up and doesn't believe in it, doesn't think you need it, you know, whatever it may be. And so seeing that, like, it's never too late. It's never like the wrong time or like you're in the wrong family for therapy. Like, it is for everyone. And the fact that you are like brave enough to experience something that in your family is usually kind of not looked down upon, but perhaps not, a little taboo and, you know, not encouraged necessarily. That's really inspiring, not just for your family, but I think for a lot of people in general, because I'm sure there's tons of people who are listening and going through that. Like, I would love to go to therapy, but like, it's really frowned upon, or I don't want to feel ashamed, or I don't want my, you know, dad or brother or sister, whatever it is, to judge me for it. And
I think it'll help your relationships with everyone in your life.
Yes.
Like, that's what it was for me. It just taught me how to communicate and deal with sometimes difficult people, or improve even good relationships. Like, it just you taking therapy for yourself helps everyone around you.
100%.
And that's what I think. I'm going to encourage it for my kids. I was thinking about it last night. Maybe I'll just start my kids in therapy at some age and just like, why not?
They're going to take them to the doctor.
Yeah.
Like, they're not like, hey, do you want to go to the doctor? Like, you're going to the doctor. So,
right.
And in my opinion, like, mental health is just as, honestly, if not important more important a lot of times than physical, because so much of that is connected. If you start feeling shitty, things start not working as well, and the opposite, you know? So it's
so true.
So connected that I'm like, why are we not just having a checkup on our brain and our mental health like we have a checkup on our heart, nose, throat, ears? You know what I mean?
Oh, I completely agree. I think it should be just like normalized as something you just do. Like, even if it's like every 3 months or something, and you check in, or every 6 months.
Right.
And then if you need more additional.
Totally. And I think people have this like thoughts in their head that if I go to therapy, then I have to go for the rest of my life every week. And that's totally not like that. You know, there's times where you might need it every week, and then there's times where you might need it once a month, or maybe you don't go to therapy for a year. I mean, it's totally, it's not like a permanent thing that's a permanent commitment for the rest of your life.
I think that is something that kind of scares people away, is like thinking like, oh, I have to like add this to my bills, my schedule, and forever.
Right. And do I need to become dependent on it? What, you know?
Yeah.
I've gone this far without it, but it's really not like that. It's something that really you can use when you need it most. And then when you feel like you're doing better, then you cut back a little. And it's just, it's nice to know that it's there and that you can use it as a tool if needed.
That is what I find to be really helpful. Is I know like this week I was able to book an appointment for my therapist next week because I know I need it right now.
Right.
And it's nice to have that. I'm not just like starting with someone. Like, if something tragic happens in my life, God forbid, I will have my therapist and I can go to them, and like, I won't have to start from ground zero with someone like when something happens.
Sure.
Because I do feel like a lot of people wait until something horrible happens and then they go versus doing it ahead of time. But it's hard. It's a hard conversation to even have because it's so inaccessible to people that it feels like
it's a privilege.
Yeah, it totally is.
It's a huge privilege to be able to go to therapy, which it shouldn't be.
That's a disgrace
right.
that in this country that
I mean, it's a privilege to go to the doctor in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It's disgusting how fucked our healthcare system is. Like, it really does piss me off. The fact that
it does.
So many people don't get coverage for health care or
just
good health
bullshit.
care.
It's such bullshit.
The fact that you have to wait for months. You're like, hello, I'm literally like, I don't think I can wait months. I need to see someone now. It's ridiculous. If your organ is failing, you don't sit around and wait for months.
No, I know. I can't even imagine. Like, imagine if you were like really having a breakdown and like needed therapy, and they're like, okay, 2-3 months of this wait list.
I mean,
like,
luckily,
what?
like, there's emergency, like there's things to get therapy in an emergency situation. But as far as like finding a therapist and being able to get in on a regular basis, it's hard. And plus,
a counselor.
Just because they're a therapist doesn't mean that they're a good fit for you. So it's not like, oh, I'll take anyone. A lot of times people have to shop around. It's like dating almost. And you have to build rapport. That's the most important part of therapy. So it's hard and it's daunting. I understand why a lot of people are hesitant to take that step.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, because I think I started seeing my therapist. You guys were talking to me about it, I remember. And then I started to see her. And I was just going to say, I struggled with the idea of having to make that effort every week or maybe go down a rabbit hole every week. In my mind, that's the way I would see it.
Seems exhausting.
Exactly. And so I would, push it off. And so but it's actually really cool. And I'm just, want to say that living proof right here recently, like being able to, like, when you do get the opportunity and people are able to get in with a therapist or see someone and talk to someone, you don't have to go all the time, because I like truly have found relief. And now I don't have to go every week. I don't have to do it, but and it really works. Like,
because you've learned some coping skills.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I truly, and I was waiting for the moment that I see you guys would go, and I'm like, oh, does it work really? No, it works.
Wow.
Oh,
and when did you
God.
feel that you had that moment?
I'm so happy for you.
It's been like, that's really cool.
When did you feel like you first
It was
had
like
that?
probably about 2 weeks ago. I just felt like weight off my shoulders. Like I just felt a little bit better. So yeah,
That's amazing.
I think it works.
really work.
I'm so proud of you, Sid. That's really awesome.
That makes me really happy.
That's so great.
And like, honestly, like you guys especially, like especially you, Kendall, like you really like made me realize how important it really is to go to therapy. Like I said, I never really knew that I can go talk about my problems to it, like an unbiased person. You know what I mean? And like now, I mean, I have been looking around for many therapists, and then that's why I'm willing to wait, is because I think I have found the right therapist. Like, I liked what I read. Like, I liked.
You're waiting for a specific.
I'm waiting for a specific person.
It feels really good, even if you haven't gone yet, to just have that in the back of your head, like, oh, I'm waiting for someone, or I'm on their wait list, or I'm on their schedule, or whatever. Like, it's taking that first step, which is so fucking hard to do. Like, taking the step to go find a therapist, make an appointment, get
Especially
in there.
when you
hard.
feel depressed.
Right.
It's like hard to do anything when you feel depressed. Like sometimes the smallest of tasks feel so exhausting. Like making this whole week, I was like, I didn't want to call the therapist office to book my appointments. I don't know why. I just was like so anxious. Like they were going to be mad at me because I haven't booked in a month or something.
I've done
like,
that too.
Just so stupid.
I have a bad habit of seeing my therapist like twice, then ghosting her for a year, because I'm like, I've been going to therapy for a long time. So I'm like, okay, I got this. But then I was like, literally when I went back, I reached out a few months back, and I was like nervous that she'd be like, you ghosted me. Of course she wasn't. And it's been fine. But no, I totally get that.
Yeah, I think it happens more often. It's like probably most clients like take breaks,
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it's definitely beneficial. So we encourage anyone out there who's struggling with your mental health to try to seek some help, even if it feels daunting. Like you got to start somewhere, you got to pick up one grain of sand before you can like shovel the whole pile.
Shit. Isn't that
That just came out of my fucking brain.
No, it's absolutely true.
Like the ants slowly move the sand.
Yeah.
You can't just
pick
you
it all
do
up
it
at once.
like an ant. Mm-hmm. Build an anthill.
Yep. And therapists know how to do it in a safe way that, you know, that's what they're there for.
My therapist has been so good about like making sure I don't have anything important going on the weeks that we do like trauma work.
Right.
So it doesn't, you know,
completely
trigger
things and send you into the whole thing. Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's been like really good about it. So, but I think that is going to be it for us today, guys. Thank you for joining us on this episode. I know it was a bit, all over the place and a little emotional, but hopefully there are those of you out there who appreciate the realness and maybe enjoyed the show.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope so.
Well, I always read comments after these types of things being like, this is exactly what I needed. Like, I really appreciate when you guys like share what you guys are going through personally in the comments. Cause again, I just think it helps make you feel less alone. Like it makes everyone feel less alone because it can feel really lonely when you're going through tough things and you don't want to burden people by like, you know, unloading on them. So it's a lot.
Yeah. Your eyelashes look really good.
Thank you. That's one thing. It's a one good thing in my life, you guys. I'm addicted to eyelash extensions. I think I got them once before Tulum, and now
they look so good on you.
I don't know if I can like go without them. Every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh wow, look at you.
It is very convenient, but it's so expensive. But I understand why, because they have to do like such tedious work.
Little thing. I know it is expensive. I know. I'm like, oh
but
boy.
That's how I feel about my nails. That's have to have my nails. Like, I love my nails.
I don't get my nails done. I don't get my hair done. So I'm like, okay. I get a wax every 4 weeks, but then I'm like, this could be my thing, maybe.
Yeah, they look great. I mean, really I think it's worth it. Like, it makes a big difference, and it's so easy to not have to do.
And you can like cry with them.
Yeah, that's nice.
And they're not gonna come off.
That's nice.
Oh my god. All right. Well, anyways, guys,
we will wrap it up there.
Appreciate you so much hanging out with us. Oh, I was gonna tell you. I don't think we talked about this.
Right.
Our poll. Okay, at the beginning, was it bergamot or bergamot? See what people have to say.
They're going to be like, it's always been bergamot.
Okay. It is 58% say bergamot. So 58% of you are right. The other 42 are dummies like us.
Wow. That makes me feel so much better that 42% agree.
I'm actually surprised. Thank God.
Results are in dummies.
Results are in dummies. Follow us on social media if you want to like ever, you know, chat with us, and especially on Twitter. We like to like run polls and just random things on Twitter at _Sesh Podcast.
Hell yeah.
And that's going to be it for this week, guys. We appreciate you so much. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your week.
We're sending you positive love and energy. Hopefully we all have a good week ahead.
I agree.
Bless us all.
Wow. Love that for us. And we will see you guys on the next sesh. But until then,
keep it fresh.